Championship Thursday, and it's the Division 4 title game that's up next. Winneconne taking on Little Chute. Both these teams making their second trip to state in school history. Hi, everyone. I'm Scott Emmerich. So glad you could join us here on a beautiful night for high school football. Let's set the stage for this Division 4 championship, and we'll send it upstairs to Bob Brainerd and Scott Nelson. And, gentlemen, these two teams know each other quite well, don't they?
Do they ever, Scott? Yeah. Talk about bookending your season. They met in week 1. Winneconne was a 14-6 winner, but that was months ago. Now here we are, week 14 for the state championship. Things are different for both squads.
They are different, Bob, and I guess when you take a look at this, right, how can you find a different wrinkle from both of these teams to take care of things? And Winneconne, again, beat them 14-6, game 1. Brody Schaefer has had an outstanding season, 1,000 yards rushing, 1,000 yards passing. He's got guys around him that make plays for him, but he is quite the threat for sure. And on the other side with Little Chute, they're a team that has a couple guys in their own right, most notably Reese Jotten, the running back, outstanding. Only a junior. I'm excited to watch these two playmakers go head-to-head in the ballgame here today.
Combatants who get the football a lot between Little Chute and Winneconne. Now a word from our local stations. This is your WIAA local affiliate. Back here at the camp, beautiful night for football. State championship football in Division 4. It's Winneconne and Little Chute for the second time in 2025. Our Menards key to the game brought to you by Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. Patience going to pay off for Winneconne, Scott.
Yeah, I think in a game like this, you have to be patient. You have to take what the other team's going to give you. You got to find a way to get chunk yards down the field and get first downs just to get some momentum built at the start of this football game.
And for Little Chute, pressure and contain, that's the key because they got to wrap up this kid for the Wolves.
Yeah, Schaefer is a kid that can be all over the place, and Little Chute has to make sure if they're going to try and stunt, they have to have a linebacker or somebody that's spying him wherever he goes, so that's man-on-man that way. They can't let him get running free.
Andrew Dorn, the sophomore kicker, will tee it up. Winneconne won the toss. They deferred. His brother was a kicker for 4 years with the Wolves. Jotun, you're going to see him, one of the return men here, before you see him in the backfield, along with Trevor Verhagen. Little Chute in the navy, Columbia blue, white helmets, Wolves, burgundy helmets, all white, all set to go. From week 1 to week 14, we get it going here on a short kick. Fielded at the 26-yard line. And grinding. Wolves got down there in a hurry. And Little Chute takes over at the 34-yard line.
Guys, Winneconne and Little Chute, we know the rematch. You're setting us up well. This time, everything's on the line. Winneconne, led by the Iowa commit, Brody Schaefer. Schaefer posting over 40 touchdowns this season. That pairs with over 2,700 all-purpose yards. These Mustangs seeking that revenge. A dish best served cold. It's no secret. They're going to try to do it the hard way, too. 57 total touchdowns this season. Get this, 51 of them came on the ground. Perfect football weather, 42 degrees here at kick. No wind. Let's have some fun, guys. Back to you.
Yeah, thanks, Keegan. Keegan, no jacket down there. That tells you it's perfect weather for football. 1st and 10 at the 34-yard line. Jaden Hermson is the quarterback. Under center here. Keeps it. Hermson dragging bodies and refusing to go down. Finally does after a gain of 5 to the 39-yard line. First-year starter is Hermson. He's a 3-sport guy, good athlete to run this offense in front of Jotun.
Yeah, a big kid, too, 6'3", 200 pounds, has had a really good year this year. Just a simple play. Let's see what's going to happen, how we're going to line up. Let's try and get to the edge. And he fought for some extra yards. It's going to be a tough ball game, tough sledding, so to speak.
You see Gavin McGinnis, the right guard, among the key guys to watch. He's an all-state dude up front. The bell cow, the alpha of this blocking attack. 2nd down and 5 for the Mustangs. And it's Hermson again. And Hermson again. showing you what he's made of. He's a punishing runner, Scott. And, yeah, Joten's going to tote it a lot. But so is Jaden Hermson, and that keeps defenses guessing.
Yeah, and I think up front, obviously, great communication by their offensive line, making sure they understand who's the point guy, and then they do a count, right? They go count backside, count play side, and just maintaining blocks. And if you can do that with a guy his size behind you, that's going to create a wall, and you're going to drive and grind for 5-6 yards of crap.
Hermson averaging a little over 8 yards a carry, so he's a threat as well. Joten has the eye-popping numbers. But so does this quarterback. Got the first down there to the 48-yard line, knocking on the door to get into Winneconne territory early. And as Hermson leaning, dragged down from behind that time by Dallas Walker, the defensive end.
Defensively for Winneconne, you got to maintain gap control with something like this. You can't get overshot. You can't get walled down because these guys will get to the edge. And I think we're going to see something here where Hermson gets set up, and pretty soon he's going to pitch out to Joten, and then there's going to be nobody on the edge. So you got to have somebody counting for him, as talented as that young man is.
Sam Alinsky's the bell cow on this defense. Second leading tackler, good speed and strength. You'll see him flying to the football. Second down and 8. There's Joten, first carry for him, and he squirms his way into Wolves territory, brought down at the 45-yard line, going to be third down and about 3.
Joten is only 180 pounds, but he runs powerful. He's low to the ground, really good ball security and protecting it so there's no fumbles, but a guy that continues to drive the legs. That's exactly what you want to see out of your running backs.
Opening drive for the Mustangs. Hermson checking off, checking down. Back under center. Toss it on the pitch, on the cutback. It's a first down and more to Trevor Verhagen. Verhagen, the wingback in this offense, making the play to move the chains.
So you see him come in motion. It's just a quick toss to him on the edge, trying to get to the outside. Little gamesmanship at the beginning there where Little Chute's under center, pulls out, gets another play call. The defense adjusts. They adjusted to the wrong side. You get motion outside on the edge by Verhagen. A really good play call and well executed by Little Chute.
Opening drive for Little Chute. Fresh set of downs. Joten cruising his way to the 30-yard line. Mark Kromenacher is the new head coach at Little Chute. First year, but not a newbie to being a head coach. He spent the previous 7 years, Nelly, at Appleton East, and he brought this offense, this flex-bone wing tee offense with him. He had to get buy-in from everybody. He got them to buy in.
Yeah, it's not an offense that a lot of teams see. A lot more of it's spread offense type now, and so it makes it really difficult to defensively scheme against it. It's where you have to have a guy in the quarterback, a guy in the fullback, a guy in the wing, right? There's a lot of positions that you really have to account for.
Gain of 7, second down and 3. Hermson.
Jaden Hermson on the keeper.
The first down again. This is the recording. Yeah, he's 24-yard line. Kromenacher said to us earlier this week that they were in shotgun, so then they would call it the gun tee, if you will. But then as the weather changed and as the season progressed, they got more and more under center. They just went with the bread and butter stuff.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit more ball security. You don't have the inopportune snaps that go over the head, and it's just a lot safer this way to run an offense.
And you had guys like Hermson and Joten getting lathered up in football games like they are here. Joten on the cutback, trying to get to the pylon. He does. Touchdown, Little Chute. Reese Joten. Touchdown number 21 on a 24-yard bruising run to the end zone.
Really nice job by Joten, reading the play, shooting the gap, and then he breaks the tackle. The guy we talked about for Winneconne, Brody Schaefer, in for the 6. Really good job. There you see the strength of being able to get out of a tackle, make a good plant and cut. Ball security, nice, high and tight. This is where Winneconne now offensively just needs to settle down. We talked about patience and pressure from Little Chute. You saw exactly that in their first drive. Winneconne can't panic. It's way too early to do that. They're too talented offensively. We'll see what they come back with when we flip sides.
You mentioned Brody Schaefer, and he's the last line of defense on the back end of this defense, and he's a dude back there. He's a ball hawk. They're going for two here, trying to produce power football early on as Hermston, the turf monster, got him. We talked about the conditions are terrific, but lost his footing there, so no two-pointer, but Little Chute down the field and into the end zone on the opening drive. Now a message from your local station. This is your WIAA network affiliate. 2025 WIAA State Football Championships brought to you in part by Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. By Rural Mutual Insurance. Premiums paid here, stay here to keep Wisconsin strong. By the Dairy Farmers of Wisconsin. Support Wisconsin dairy farmers by eating Wisconsin cheese, drinking Wisconsin milk. Just look for the proudly Wisconsin badge. And by the Universities of Wisconsin. 13 universities, unlimited opportunity. 8 plays, 66 yards, 4:26 off the clock. What a way to start if you're the Little Chute Mustangs.
Pretty methodical down the field. Some good play calls, great execution by their offensive line and sustaining blocks. And then a couple players, right? 3 guys in the back end that we saw, the quarterback, a wingback, and a fullback taking care of business. And that's exactly what you want to see in a state championship game. Execution to a T.
Jackson Zarnecki is the kicker for Little Chute, teeing it up, deep to receive. Brody Schaefer, yeah, he does it all. Offense, defense, special teams. Mason Matthew with him back there as well. It's a bouncer to Schaefer, who plays it on the hop. And Brody Schaefer off to the races. Dragged down the 34-yard line. And without that drag down, that could have been trouble because this dude, he's a dude wherever he plays on the field, Scott.
Well, you can see the burst on that kickoff return, right? He gets the football, first secures it, surveys the field, knows where he's supposed to go, and then he goes. And it's like getting shot out of a gun. He's just explosive for a bigger player at 6'1", about 190. Really good vision on his part.
It's a spread offense. Everything revolves around number 3, and rightfully so. The kid's a playmaker. He's a driven leader taking snaps for the Wolves. 1st and 10 at the 35. On the give, it's Bryce Jones. And Jones on the cutback will get a couple.
Bryce Jones, the ball carrier.
He's got Jones and Matthew in the backfield. And Ryan Quigley, he's a weapon as well. All-conference wide receiver. Brother was a tight end last season, and Quigley, in his brother's footsteps, another tall target for Schaefer to find. 2nd down and 8 for Winneconne. Toss it. Blockers in front. And a lane and a hole, and dragged down at the 40-yard line is Matthew. Matthew is the scat back, the speed back. Jones, more of the big bruising back in this Winneconne backfield. We take a look at the defense, led by that man, James Thiel. He's one of the dudes back there. 19 tackles for loss, Scott.
Defensive end that has some great range to him. He's able to get off blocks. He's got long levers, so he's able to push off blocks, hold an edge, but he's physical, and he loves to hit.
And you saw Jolton, as good as he is in the backfield, he's an all-state linebacker. Causing havoc is number 20. There goes Schaefer. Lunges forward, trying to get the first down. He's going to be a little shy. Needed the 45-yard line, and they mark it inside 44-45, so 4th and a few inches.
On the ball quick here. We'll see if they can catch him scrambling defensively, but they're impacting tight.
Schaefer. Oh, finds a lane. 1st down easy, and into Little Chute territory goes Brody Schaefer.
A lot of times, I'm imagining coaches telling Schaefer, like, look, if these guys pack in tight like they saw in that last defense, pull it, get out to the outside edge. They're thinking you're going to try and hit an A-gap, which is between center and guard. They're packed in tight. Take what they give you, get to the edge, and with that speed and strength that he has, did a great job turning the corner for the first.
Schaefer was originally a wide receiver. They moved him to quarterback with that athleticism last year.
Good move.
Yeah, I would say. It's paid off so far to an undefeated season. Trying to cap it off in style. 1st down. Drag it. Pull it back in. Schaefer carrying bodies to the 38-yard line. Now, that being said, Nelly, because he's got wide receiver in his blood, he's signed to go play with Iowa, and the Hawkeyes want him to be a receiver once again.
Well, we've seen that before. If you go way back, what was it, Watoma Faith Christian, you know who played there? Jared Aberderis.
Yeah.
Quarterback, very much the bread and butter of that offense and defense for that squad. Had a tremendous career as a Badger. I wouldn't be surprised if we see him shine in the Big Ten later on in his career.
2nd and 6, Schaefer looking to air it out. He's got time. Over the middle, catch is made. And then lunging forward over the 30. That's the big tight end, Jordan Nedekoven.
Really patient by Schaefer, waiting for things to clear, drop within the zone. He surveys, he reads, he sees a linebacker scrape towards the middle, goes right back to his tight end in the pocket. Really well done. And great protection up front, right? He had all day to throw.
Did he ever? Nedekoven, one of his favorite targets because he catches everything. You could put it in his zip code and he'll go get it. 1st and 10 at the 29. Jones going down. And then some. Brought down by Caden Hoffman, who was in the backfield in a hurry, Nelly.
Really good job reading that, seeing that the ball's in the belly, and as a running back gets it, he breaks away. He's starting to crash down on Schaefer. Schaefer gives it, puts his foot in the ground, holds the outside edge. It's exactly what you want to see from your outside linebackers to make sure nothing spills outside of him.
Hoffman part of the rotation of defensive end guys. Schaefer got blockers up front. Hoffman, though, got there to slow him down. And now Schaefer shifting gears. Back to the other side he goes. Brody Schaefer. Oh, my goodness, what a run. He probably ran 60 yards, Nelly, but got the first down that, when it's all said and done, just shows you the athleticism that this kid has inside.
Well, Little Chute does a tremendous job of holding him in bounds, right? And everybody's scraping. The trouble is there's nobody cut back, right? So everybody's starting to flow down to the left side of the defense. He's able to read that, get out of one tackle, put his foot in the ground, and there's nothing but green space on the other side for him. But a tremendous job by Blake Rush to make sure that's a touchdown-saving tackle. Now we'll see if the Little Chute defense can hold at the 6-yard line.
1st and goal, Wolves. See the numbers for Brody Schaefer this year. On the ground, through the air, he's been lethal. He's trying to bang his way close to the goal line here. Gets inside the 5 to the 4. Already over 50 yards rushing for Brody Schaefer on this opening drive.
When you have a quarterback like Schaefer that you trust and you put the offense into his hands, right, what his reads are, you need to make sure that you've schooled him up on what you need to do. You got to be careful of taking the ball every single time. Pretty soon they start crashing and taking some big hits. But he's reading things really well, right? He's finding gaps. He's finding seams. He's delivering the football in a pass. Just a really good athlete.
Jones dragged down. Perfect tackle by Thiel. We just talked about him. James Thiel with those long arms, that long reach, and he lunges and brings down the ball carrier. Actually lost a yard.
He's coming from the left side of the defensive end. He just slips the block, the speed that he has, and then he just reaches out. He's not even into the tackle yet, but he's got him wrapped up. Now he brings his right hand around and finishes it off. That's just getting off the football, quick reaction time, and beating the block.
3rd and goal for Winneconne at the 5. Trying to counterpunch the opening drive for a score by Little Chute. Schaefer trying to get to the corner. He will not. Great pursuit by the guys in blue. Knocked him out of bounds at the 2-yard line. Trevor Verhagen was there for the final finishing touch to get him OB.
Yeah, Blake Rush really provided the initial pressure on him to force him to the outside. And then you see Verhagen and Goffard, they finished it off out towards the boundary, out towards the sideline. Right? Really good job defensively. Now they got a ball up here for 2 yards, see if they can get a big stop.
Bunched in tight. You got Jones in there. And now timeout called by Winneconne.
Tried to get him to jump off sides. It didn't happen.
Timeout. Winneconne.
Coach does a smart thing, calls a timeout, resettle the troops, so to speak. but that's offensively and defensively. They got to be careful, right? They were in a 4-down situation before. He spilled outside. You still have to play true inside the A and B gaps, but you got to have people on the outside edge to make sure that Schaefer doesn't wrap around or that he doesn't hand it off to a running back on a toss, right? A lot of different things you have to be prepared for. But this is what you're doing right now during the timeout, is schooling your guys. Here's what we need. Don't tell them what you don't want. That's in their mind. Tell them what you do want, and then they go out and execute.
Nate Riff and Ryan Krings, they have co-coaches at Winneconne. Hey, 2 heads are better than one, right?
Yeah, most days.
Yeah, Krings was the middle school coach in Winneconne for 10 years. Right there, that's Nate Riff. He was the head coach, and he said, you know what? We've both been doing the job here, so let's just team up and call ourselves co-coaches.
Well, somebody can handle administrative duties, buses, and talking to officials and all that kind of stuff, right? And then the other guy can just coach, and then you flip duties when it's the other way.
The more the merrier in Winneconne. All right, out of the timeout. 4th and goal from the 2-yard line. Shotgun here for Schaefer. Looking for an opening. He finds it. Touchdown. Boy, did he earn it, Nelly. But with Brody Schaefer, you put the ball in his hands, and Winneconne has all kinds of trusts. Number 3 will find a way.
Well, not only the coaches have trust, his offensive line has trust, and he has to outrun a block here, but really good job at chipping on the edge by number 2 right there, because I don't think if he makes that block that's a touchdown. I think he's tackled at about the 5-6 yard line, so a tremendous job of recognizing, and not only that, making sure you just get in the way. It doesn't have to be a big blow up. Let your player makers play and let them turn it upfield, but a really good job at just enough of a chip block to allow Schaefer to turn the corner for 6.
Yeah, let's give the flowers to Bryce Jones, because he was the guy who chipped and got in the way and did what he could so his quarterback could get in the end zone. Dorn for the PAT. And the kick is good. And with the kick, Winneconne goes in front here in the first quarter, 7-6. Now a word from our network stations. This is WIAA network affiliates. 7-6, first period here in Division 4. Be sure to download the WIAA Sports Live app to your television, your mobile device, whatever. The app is free. It delivers the WIAA championships for 10 sports throughout the school year. It's free to download and watch all the games. The WIAA Sports Live app, sponsored by the Universities of Wisconsin. All right, good one brewing here early on at Camp Randall and Madison. Again, week 1. Both coaches said it was a sloppy game, Nelly, you know.
As most week 1 games are.
Right, yeah, and they said we both made mistakes, turnovers, key. Little Chute, they had a new coach. He was still trying to install the offense, so we didn't have all the options available. So it was work in progress, and so Winneconne came out on top 14-6. Ball, no tee here for the kick by Andrew Dorn, just going off the rug. And a little squiver off the rug, and it'll roll out of bounds at the 20-yard line. Interesting.
Don't see that very often. A little conversation on the sideline after that, like, hey, I want you to squib it, but not to the sideline.
Right.
Kick out of bounds. 1st and 10 from the 35.
It's Todd Hall from Waukesha. The Whitecap, he and his crew from Southeast Wisconsin are officiating this D4 contest tonight. All right, round 2, drive number 2 for the Mustangs. Success on their opening drive. Back at it here from the 35-yard line.
1st and 10 at the 35.
Hermson, second man, gonna get it and lunging is Tyler
Hippis, the ball carrier.
Another wing back. You got a couple wing backs, you got some fullbacks, you got a quarterback. Everyone gets opportunities.
This is just one where you find that you hand off to one of your wing backs coming back around. A lot of misdirection. First gap he sees, he puts his foot in the ground, gets north and south. But nice job defensively at Winneconne of forcing him into the middle where there's a lot more bodies to make a tackle.
This is one of those guys, they try to find ways to get him the football because he's got some wheels. On the state 4x4 relay team at Little Chute. They snuffed him out there. Gain of just 2. 2nd down and 8. Here's Chute. Nope, it's not Chute. It's Hippis again. And there's that speed. Down the sidelines. Stays in bounds on the cutback. had the football.
Yeah, a lot of misdirection. It's hard. You got to almost tackle all the guys out there. Really good job of sneaking it, pulling out last minute, turns a corner, and then again, a great job on the outside edge. Verhagen seals the block. It's not a big block. He just seals him off so that that defender can't scrape to him to get him down early. And then as you talk, the speed that you saw from Hippis, tremendous job on the cutback by himself. But just a really well-executed play. Misdirection all over. Linebackers' eyes get screwed up, tackling guys without the football. It's a fun offense to watch, but it's dangerous if you're on the defensive side.
All right, Mustangs going to go for 2. Unsuccessful the first time they tried this. You talk about misdirection. How about this? In for 2.
William Gofford runs it in for the 2-point conversion.
William Gofford. I mean, how many options did Jaden Herbson have here, Nelly? You can go one way, the other, maybe call your own number. In the end, here you go.
Yeah, I think this is really well done. Gofford comes around from the one wing spot. Not only can he run, but he's got a man wide open in number 33 in Hippis, just in case they defend it on the outside edge. If he gets covered and he's about to get tackled, he dumps it over the top. 2 options on that, well executed, and Winneconne heads are spinning right now.
And it looked, Nelly, like Herbson may have bobbled a snap, which makes that play even more impressive, that he was able to stay calm, stay composed, and still execute that play.
Well, that's what you want to see in a game like this at the state championship. Don't panic, right? You've been in some big games before. You faced this team before. It should feel somewhat familiar, but you're on a big stage. That's where the guys that rise to the top, right? That cream rises to the top. They don't panic in those situations. They trust themselves, the coaches trust them, their teammates trust them, and they continue to make plays. And that's what you want to see from both sides, right? Whether it's Winneconne or Little Chute, we like to see well-executed football in a state championship level game.
Hippis, 65 yards. Most of it came on that big jaunt to the end zone. Little Chute rushing so far, over 13 a carry on average. So they are doing exactly what they have been taught by their new head coach. It has gotten better and better each week, and right now you get to the postseason, this Little Chute team, they have been humming.
Usually teams that win this game are the teams that can limit the big plays, 20 yards or more, right? And right now we're seeing Little Chute get big chunks like that. Winneconne, I'm guessing, will come up with something to combat against that.
Schaefer hoping it goes out of bounds, and it does.
He's lucky he didn't touch that either. It came really close.
Yeah, official right there to keep an eye on it. Marker goes down, so they'll get it at the 35-yard line.
Kick out of bounds. First down from the 35.
See Schaefer, and yeah, the veteran move there. You mentioned Jared Aberderis. Interesting, Nelly. Earlier today, I'm down getting free popcorn and soda in the coaches' lounge.
Shocker.
And yeah, and somebody heard me talking about, well, I have the Division 4 game, and he said, you know who that kid's like? Jared Aberderis. He said he has all the same earmarks, the same ilk as Aberderis did. Played quarterback because he was the best athlete on that team, but then went and made a living, if you will, being a wide receiver. Jones on the carry. Bryce Jones, who made that big block to spring Schaefer into the end zone. Put Winneconne on the board. And that's why Brody Schaefer, Nelly, got moved from wide receiver. He could have said, no, dug his heels in. I'm a receiver. I want to play here. But they knew they had a need, and they knew we need our best athlete to touch the football a lot. As Jones gets the football here again on back-to-back carries. Ball's out. Mustangs have it. Pouncing on it, Will Gofford, who just got the 2-point.
Hands coming over the top. A lot of times when runners are fighting for extra yards, that ball sneaks out a little bit. It's just a quick punch. But in conditions like this, where it's a little bit wet on the field, we've had some mist throughout the day. Right? You have to be really steer that high and tight when you're fighting for those extra yards. But it's awfully hard when guys are hitting you. One guy gets you high, one guy gets you low. And coughed it up. Johnny on the spot, and Gofford. Tremendous play there on his part to continue to pursue and jump on the ball.
So the Mustangs trying to pounce here. 14 seconds to go in the first quarter. 1st and 10 at the 48 of Winneconne. Jolton gets the carry. Gets about 2. to the 46, and that will bring an end to the first period of play here in the Division IV State Championship. It's Little Chute 14, Winneconne 7. Now a word from your local stations. This is your WIAA local affiliates.